parents forced me to give my prom dress to my spoiled sister, but days later, Grandma arrived, and her golden girls world collapsed. I'm 17. My senior prom was last week, but I didn't go because of my parents. My sister Casey, 19, is the golden child. She's hated having a younger sister since I was born. Used to scream about how we ruined her life. My parents' solution? Deprive me of things for 17 years. Every time I got something nice, Casey would throw a screaming tantrum. I'd be forced to give it up. When my parents refused, she'd destroy my stuff or get physical. My parents would apologize to Casey while telling me to lock myself in my room, stay out of their path so Casey feels less neglected. From a young age, they drilled into my head that I needed to compromise because Casey had it hard. After a few years, I gave up complaining. It was useless. I just studied hard. My only goal, get away from this place. 1 hour before prom, Casey came into my room with my parents. Give me your prom dress. Why? She liked it better. She deserved it. This was her third prom. She'd failed to graduate twice. My parents bought her a $2,000 dress. What did they spend on mine? Nothing. I saved money from odd jobs and bought my own dress. But an hour before prom, she demanded it. She'd returned her $2,000 dress and spent the money on makeup. My parents handed over my dress to Casey. I stayed home. I called my date, stayed in my room and cried my makeup off. I skipped dinner and breakfast. My parents didn't care. 2 days later, my grandma called asking why I didn't send prom pictures. I told her the truth. She was furious. Said she'd talk to my parents. I panicked, begged her not to because they'd punish me. She listened, then invited me out to my favorite restaurant. Grandma surprised me with a brand new MacBook for school. She knew I only got what Casey discarded. When I got home, Casey started screaming. My parents told me to give up the laptop. I refused. I shut myself in my room. 5 days later, Casey was still raising hell. My parents kept trying to make me give it up. I wouldn't budge. The only reason they hadn't snatched it? I threatened to call Grandma and tell her everything. My parents were scared of Grandma. She's a pretty scary old lady. Casey knew Grandma didn't approve of her life choices. Grandma had shut her down every time Casey acted up in front of her. Grandma never stood up for me before because she didn't know the full truth. My parents hid things from extended family. I was under strict orders not to tell anyone. They threatened to kick me out. I decided to tell Grandma everything. She didn't tell my parents she was coming, just said she needed help shopping and wanted me. Casey asked if she could come. Grandma said she wanted me instead. When we sat down, Grandma told me not to hide anything. She and several family members had been noticing things, just didn't have proof. I started crying, told her everything. She cried with me. She started calling my aunts and uncles. Meanwhile, my parents and Casey were blowing up my phone, demanding I convince Grandma to take Casey out and give her a gift. After Grandma spoke to everyone, she told me she'd take me home to collect my stuff. I'd stay with her from then on. By the time we reached home, my parents had been getting angry calls from family. They already knew I'd exposed them. Grandma told me to go pack while she talked to them. Then Casey burst into my room, started screaming about how I ruined everything. I kept packing, ignored her. When she saw I wasn't paying attention, she grabbed me by my hair and punched me in the face. She kept screaming and cursing me out. When she was about to hit me again, Grandma and my parents came in. Grandma took me away while my parents restrained Casey. Grandma took me to the hospital, got my injuries documented. My sister had broken my nose. Casey's gone quiet. My parents are blowing up my phone, blaming me for breaking up the family. They're getting flack from extended family. They haven't asked me to come back home, more concerned about their reputation. Update: Casey was arrested. My parents bailed her out. She'll likely go to jail. This isn't her first assault. My parents are being charged with child neglect. I'm with Grandma. I turned 18 inches 2 months anyway. My parents reached out, first saying horrible stuff, then apologizing. Not because they had a change of heart. They panicked from the backlash. Everyone they know is aware now. They're being shunned. Grandma told them they and Casey would never get a cent of her inheritance. Grandma's pretty loaded. They only apologized when their finances were in jeopardy. I haven't blocked them. My uncle said their threatening texts can be used in court. I don't plan to forgive them. I have Grandma, extended family, my boyfriend. Update 2. I'm in college now, doing much better. Got into my dream college. Casey ended up in jail, but not for long. Gets out next month. She's dead to me now. My parents got charged with child neglect, paid a hefty fine. Their reputation's damaged. Their golden child is being shunned. I have a protective order against Casey. She can't contact me after jail. Couldn't get one against my parents. Court said they didn't pose a threat. They try to contact me sometimes. I immediately block those numbers. They only felt sorry when they got cut off from everyone. For now, I'm done with them for good.